Zombie mortgages. And also, too, today we're going to New York Times. By the way, I was able to, even though I don't have the account, I'm able to look at the article. Hopefully, I don't get screwed as I'm reading it. Anyways, what is a zombie mortgage? Has your mortgage come back from the dead? It probably wasn't really gone. It was likely just hiding. And this is by Matt Yan. This is published June 16th, 2024, updated June 25th, 2024. We have here underneath this picture, look at all these row homes, townhomes, what are they called now? As home prices continue to rise, attention has also increased on quote unquote zombie mortgages. That's Tom Sinacola, the New York Times. Here we go. For most buyers, mortgages are the cornerstone of purchasing a home. Sometimes second mortgage is necessary. Second mortgages are not necessary. If a second mortgage, for some reason, you are deeming it, I can't even get into the article right. Second sentence. If you are deeming a second mortgage being necessary, you might need to consider, selling that home, downsizing, choosing to rent, whatever it is. Second mortgages are not the way to go. And this is before I even knew what zombie mortgages were. I mean, when it explains to me what they're defining as zombie mortgage, I'm like, okay, that's what they call those. But hey, second mortgage, a second mortgage is just that, a second mortgage. Take out a HELOC, take out a home equity loan, whatever it is. Don't have two mortgages on your home. It's that simple. But they're saying you might be necessary to take out a second mortgage to cover the down payment for it. What? Wait, what? It's saying sometimes second mortgage is necessary too to cover the down payment, for instance. But what happens if the second mortgage seems to have been forgiven but actually still exists? Introducing the zombie mortgage. These are current. These aren't creatures from the underworld, but mortgages that homeowners forgot about or lenders said they would write off, but didn't, only to reappear years later, according to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Aren't we talking about the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau on the Project 2025 episode? Nah, I'm signed out of my notes. Whole time. Anyways, I want to be very clear. First thing I recommend is build a team. I believe, did I do this on things you're supposed to do to start the year for your finances? I can't remember. I'll try to remember to do it, for going into 2025, things you need to do. But something I do every year, and I know I said this on this here before. I've already said this before. Go ahead and look up your 3 credit bureau reports that you get for free. I believe they're still doing it. If I check right now, because when the panorama happened, they made it so you can get a free credit report every week. Yep. I mean, it's this simple, y'all. Free weekly online credit reports are available from Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. You get one once a week. This started during the pandemic. You used to get one free a year. That's what we get by law. They enacted this during the panorama, and we're still getting one once a week. Once a week, I would say it's overkill. I mean, my goodness, what's changing? But long story short, you can make use of that. You put in your social, whatever other information they ask for. Might have to answer some questions, and you'll get your credit reports. And those are the true credit reports. So they don't. It's a hard pull, but it doesn't impact your credit score as a hard pull. So it is truly your credit report, at least what you're seeing here from the 3 bureaus again, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. All right. And so for all these people saying these second mortgages popped up, clearly they weren't doing that at the end of the year. I have a note for it on my phone. I mean, it's part of my end of the year financial wrap up plan for my finances, but there's also a note on my phone just so I know when, like, my quote unquote my yearly lookup is, even though you can do it every week now. So you can get 52 reports a year. That's insane. But hey, to each their own. But people are saying on here, they said the lenders are saying they wrote it off, but they didn't. You need that paperwork. White man paperwork. Shout out to Dr. Moore Johnson. You need that paperwork. I mean, do y'all know how the paperwork or not? Y'all should see. Talking about my wife, I always have something to say. I feel like almost on every episode, at least the money mindset's about my wife. But since she goes to all these doctor appointments and the VA pays for them, we don't get bills, but we get sent essentially what looks like a bill, but it clearly says it's not a bill. But how much it costs and how much the VA pays, they didn't pay, and that she doesn't have to pay any money. But I scan all those in just in case one day somebody wants to say, hey, you went to this appointment and you need to pay for this bill. It's like, nope, we got this here that says, the veteran responsibility was $0.00. If you don't have no paperwork, especially here in America, I mean, paperwork is the original receipts. Receipts is proof of evidence. Like, y'all gotta have receipts for this type of stuff. And to think somebody would say, hey, your second mortgage is just going to get written off or wrote off, and you don't have the paperwork to prove that. What? As home prices continue to soar, zombie mortgages are seeing a second wave, said Dave Weber, a professor at the Creighton University School of Law. The first wave, he said, occurred after the recession in 2008. A lot of people trying to say that housing market crash is on the way. A lot of 2008 references on these articles we've been doing in relation to the housing market in general. The zombie nomenclature stuck because it was so catchy. Sure, that's what Mr. Weber said. With these second mortgage issues that are going on right now, it's not that they're coming back to life. It's just that they were laying dormant. Big old Fidelity, shout out to Fidelity. A homeowner might have no idea that a secondary lender is on the title or property. That makes no sense to me. You need to know these type of things about your mortgage, your property, especially of all things, your home. Mr. Weber said, and the lender can choose to exercise their rights to the property when it becomes financially viable for them to do so. How did the second mortgage get taken out? Like, who did that paperwork? And if you didn't pay it off, why would you think it's gone? That's lack of accountability with people in America is just getting, it's already been out of hand, but will we be able to rein it back in? Here's what to know about zombie mortgages and how to protect yourself. Here we go. What is a zombie mortgage? The term originates from the aftermath of the foreclosure crisis in 2008 amid shouts of the housing crisis in 08, 07, 08, 09. This was an increase in residential mortgage loans that defaulted. Shout out to the Ninja loans, no income, no job, approved, right? Shout out to the Ninja loans. And this was according to Andrea Boyack, a professor at the University of Missouri School of Law. Lenders would start the foreclosure process or announce a default, but never follow up because they didn't think they would be able to recoup their investment. Look, I'm not the biggest proponent. I'm not a proponent of big government, but everyone, there has to be some type of regulation. It's like, what? How are you not following through on a foreclosure? Foreclosures take a long time in general to get started. No wonder people lost their jobs, and some of the other people were doing does not make any sense in the train of thought. I guess if everybody was doing it at that time, hindsight, right? Because of that, because the lenders did not think they would be able to recoup their investment, homeowners might have thought their mortgage debt was forgiven or had been satisfied. Your debt wasn't forgiven, nor was it satisfied. Yes, the debt still existed. Again, if they just ran these people are running their credit during this time period and they're still not seeing it, then hey, how can you blame them? Because they have proof that they didn't owe the debt. But the chances that these people who have these zombie mortgages never ended up moving or never got a car loan, never applied for another credit card or increase, no type of hard pull where they didn't see their full credit report. But then, during this time period, they were talking about, if this is referencing specifically 08, 09, I give them, I guess, a little pass because I wasn't an adult during this time period.